Your next witness?
State's going to briefly recall Detective Donner. Yeah.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
If you can please be seated, restate and respell your name for the record.
Detective Joanne Donner, Joann, Donner.
Detective Donner, you heard Officer Tavagian from Waukegan, Illinois, testify about the recovery of the arm, right?
Correct.
Okay. Did you, at some point after that arm was recovered, go down to the Lake County, Illinois coroner's office yourself?
I did.
Why did you do that?
To retrieve a DNA standard from the arm so that we could compare it with Sade Robinson.
And a DNA standard from the arm recovered on the shores of Waukegan, Illinois, it was your understanding that that had been taken by the Lake County coroner?
Correct.
Did you, in fact, recover that DNA sample from the arm?
I did.
I'm going to show you 454. You know what this is?
Yes, this is what I recovered.
Okay, this is the DNA swab from the arm recovered in Waukegan, Illinois.
That is correct.
And were you able to discern between the arm in Waukegan, Illinois, and the torso recovered in South Milwaukee? Were you able to come to any conclusion how those items got there, how those body parts got there?
Yes, that they would have traveled via the lake due to the currents in a southerly direction.
Is that something you actually looked into yourself?
I did.
Okay. Lastly, you also were part of transporting the arm from the Lake County Coroner's Office to the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner, correct?
That's correct. Once it was confirmed that it did belong to Sade, I went down and followed a transport company back to the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner.
That would have been in June of 2024?
That's correct.
Okay, and that's why Dr. Decker, when she was testifying earlier, she didn't examine the arm until June. That would be the reason?
That is correct. We were waiting for the DNA results.
To confirm that it was in fact Sade's?
That's correct.
Once that was confirmed, that's when you went down there?
Correct.
Nothing else?
Cross?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State?
Recalling Detective Guillot.
Detective Guillot, you're still under oath.
That's good, thank you.
State?
Detective, another role you played in this investigation was to look for surveillance video of locations that might be of note to the investigation, correct?
Correct.
Early on in the investigation, you were aware that exigency phone records were obtained, right?
That is correct, yes.
Did those records lead you to suspect that either Sade Robinson or Maxwell Anderson or both at some point went to the Twisted Fisherman restaurant?
Correct, yes.
Did you go to Twisted Fisherman and recover surveillance video?
I did, yes.
Who did you meet with to do that?
The owner, I believe his name was Russell Davis.
You went to the restaurant and talked to Mr. Davis?
I did, yes.
And then subsequently reviewed video footage from that restaurant?
That is correct, yes.
On the screen, I have a disc that's marked 235. Do you recognize what this is?
I do, yes. This is surveillance footage from the Twisted Fisherman located at 1200 West Canal Drive, I believe.
And that's,
City and County of Milwaukee.
okay, and specifically down sort of in the Miller Valley, right?
Correct. Another landmark sort of by it is Potawatomi Bingo Casino.
And We Energies?
Correct, yes.
How many camera angles did you review and or recover?
I'm not exactly sure on the specific number. I know that there was an outside facing the deck area. There's another one on the other side facing east, and then there's multiple cameras inside the establishment.
This is one of those cameras,
Correct, yes.
and this would be looking at the west deck?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. All of these videos, what kind of system was it?
This was a Ring surveillance DVR system.
And the Ring logo is up here in the left corner?
That's correct, yes.
And date and time stamps on these videos were generally accurate?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna move 235 in and ask to publish. I have numerous clips to play.
Any objection?
No.
Received, go ahead.
So to orient us, we're looking sort of in a northwestern direction, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Where my mouse is here, that would be the river?
Correct.
All right. Let me get the volume on first. Some of these have, or all of them, I think, have volume, right?
Correct.
All right, playing the first clip, and for the record, the video titles, well, I guess I'll ask you, Detective. These video titles, as they're labeled on here, that's not what they were labeled when you download them. Those were renamed for court presentation purposes, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna play the video labeled arrive. It ends in arriving west deck.mp4. That 14-second clip, I'm gonna just go right to the beginning of it. It's a 14-second clip that starts at what time?
17:09 hours, which is 5:09 p.m. on April 1st, 2024.
Did you see anybody in that clip that you recognize?
Yes, I saw Mr. Maxwell Anderson.
And he does what?
He walks into the establishment from the west.
And he's alone?
Correct.
All right. Next clip, the end of it is titled Arrival Inside Bar. It's 2 minutes long. And as it plays, this is picking up at around the same time, 5:09 p.m.?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to fast forward briefly. All right, the clip ended. Essentially, he comes in, he sits down next to who?
A bartender named Brian Culvert.
I'm going to show you 241. Just a screenshot of that first camera we watched.
Correct.
Okay, move 241 in and ask to publish. No objection.
Received.
see. All right. That's Mr. Anderson?
That is Mr. Anderson, that is correct.
And what were you able to observe that he's wearing?
Mr. Anderson's wearing a black in color Carhartt t-shirt, appears to be wearing a red in color flannel over that t-shirt, and blue jeans. And his hairstyle is in a bun fashion.
I'm going to go back to Exhibit 235 here. And if you're looking at my screen now, there's basically, it's just a bunch of clips, ring clips that you were able to recover, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. We're not going to watch all of them, but why don't we pick up this clip picks up at what time, Detective?
1719 hours, which again is 5:19 p.m.
Okay, so this is about 9 to 10 minutes after he arrived.
That's correct, yes.
He's seated alone at the bar, and that employee is now moved behind the bar, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Playing that clip in fast forward. And what is Mr. Anderson, what has he ordered that you can see?
It appears that he just ordered a beer.
Okay. The next clip on the that you were able to recover picks up at what time?
That is 1721 hours on the footage, so 5:21 p.m.
And at this time, someone is seated next to Mr. Anderson now, correct?
That's correct, yes.
I'm going to go back out, playing the video. It ends in arriving Twisted Fisherman. Play that from the beginning. Pause that clip at 16 seconds. What did we just observe?
We observed Sade Robinson walking into the Twisted Fisherman from the east.
And that was at about 5:20?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. So by 5:21, they're seated together at the bar.
Correct.
All right, that last clip for the record picks up at 17:21:40 is the timestamp on it. That's how I'm gonna keep the record of the clips we're watching. And they're just sitting there next to each other. It's not even talking at that point, right?
That is correct, yes.
Eventually, did they get food,
Yes.
drinks?
Correct, yes.
I'm going to pull up a clip. What time does this clip start, Detective?
1742 hours, which again, 5:42 p.m.
And by this time, by 5:42, they're eating food, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this one's I'm not doing the good. had a little too much tequila yesterday. Because at the end of each lunch, it was amazing. I saw that. Crazy enough, I thought.
What was happening in that clip?
It appears that they're just having a casual conversation with the bartender, and the bartender later pours out a shot.
The next clip picks up at what time?
17:44 hours, 5:44 p.m.
And 20 seconds?
Correct.
Playing this clip.
I've been there with some really, really good people. So, it's gonna, very well.
All right. And in that clip, did all three of them do the shot together?
That's correct. I believe I heard the bartender say cheers, which then preceded them to all do the shot together, yes.
And Sade has what appears to be in front of her some kind of food, and then there looks like there's a cocktail and perhaps a water?
That's fair, yes.
Okay. The next clip I'm playing picks up at 5:48:26, and again, that shot that they did was at 5:44?
Correct.
Okay.
See, that's so actually, I'm gonna go. They smell so good though. I'm gonna go. I can't cut it right now because I'm working. So. Oh, at the end. Oh, at the end. So. Yeah, so my two chefs at the station. We didn't have a bowl because there was a office, but I'm gonna go in the kitchen with a bowl and fill up the muscle.
In that clip, what happens?
It appears that Mr. Anderson briefly steps away to possibly use the restroom, and then in the meantime, Miss Robinson is just having casual conversation with the bartender.
Next clip I have up starts at what time?
17:58 hours, which is 5:58 p.m.
Honestly, I can't even finish this. No? No? It's part of the game. And I really don't want to go on, so. That's why, yeah. You guys are young, but we're used to the same competition campaigns. So I think, so.
That clip shows us the bartender clearing their plates, right?
Correct, yes.
So that's around 6 p.m.
Correct.
Done eating, both of their plates getting cleared.
That is correct, yes.
Next clip picks up. What's the time that this picks up to the second detective?
1800 hours, 47 seconds, which 6 p.m.
But my friends that are not in the industry don't understand.
Paused that clip at 15 seconds. Bartender gives another beer to Mr. Anderson.
That is correct, yes.
The back of my left hand is just, I cannot run up my stride. What's that? I think it's the weather station, because I have, so I think what I do is, when I put socks, I vaseline wrap on my hand and I put socks on. So I look like a newer baby and I go, oh, what's this bad? And I'm like, I still end up watch it up.
All right, that clip ended. I was trying to stop it right at the end here, but. Somewhere just prior to 6:03 p.m., correct?
Correct.
And so Mr. Anderson got another beer, and then it looks like the bartender does what?
He goes and obtains their check.
So to this point, and I know we didn't watch all of the clips, but you've watched all of them, right?
That's correct, yes.
How he's had 2 beers and a shot, is that fair?
That's fair, yes.
And Miss Robinson, 1 drink and a shot?
That's fair to say, yes.
Were there more drinks ordered, do you recall?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Next clip picks up at what time?
That's 1802 hours with 50 seconds, which is 6:02 p.m.
It's right where the last one left off.
That is correct.
Paused at 22 seconds in this first part of the clip. It looks like Mr. Calvert and Mr. Anderson do like a fist bump, right?
Correct, yes.
And then it seems he's offering up another shot, correct?
Correct.
How does Sade respond to that?
Believe she,
That we just saw.
I believe she declines it.
Okay, I'll play it again. I'm going back to 9 seconds. Paused at 32 seconds. Were you able to tell there?
Yeah, so it appears that the bartender puts down 2 shot glasses, and when he puts down the shot glass in front of Miss Robinson, she kind of makes like a right hand motion indicating that she's declining it.
And what does the bartender do with the shot glass?
I believe, I'm not exactly sure what he did with hers.
Okay, I'll back it up here. Playing from 12 seconds. Did you see it there?
I did, yes. He physically picks up the shot glass and puts it in front of Mr. Anderson.
Playing at 26.
$5 every day for 3 sessions. Not bad. I mean, yeah, actually, I can make you a multi-charge research shot. Go on? Okay, just gonna take a second. Okay. One time I see multiple red stripes on them. I swear to God, the red stripes on them. Huh? Yeah, I'm like, why do red stripes? The worst weed I've ever smoked. I go, I can drink water in Milwaukee, and so, yeah.
All right, I paused it just before the end of the clip. The timestamp is what?
18:04 hours and 52 seconds.
Okay, sorry, I pulled it away before you could read it. The next clip picks up at what time?
18:04 hours and 54 seconds.
How you doing, darling? Good. Long time no see.
Been busy.
Well,
Yeah.
Horrible chocolate fence, so zero chocolate. Chocolate. Watch, so you're gonna mix your ones, so there we go. Let's go. Cheers. So very nice to meet you. Maxwell, pleasure to see you. Like I said, I talked to you on the phone, I'm like, but I was not bad. Yeah. Young ladies, so good to see you right here.
All right, and in that clip that just ended, that was about a 2-minute clip, give or take. What did we observe?
Observed the bartender make some type of alcoholic beverage, and then the 3 of them, he pours the beverage into 3 shot glasses, and the 3 of them do the shot together.
Okay, so he gives that shot to both Sade and Mr. Anderson.
That's correct, yes.
I'm gonna advance a little bit here. Next clip picks up at, what time do we got?
18:21 hours and 16 seconds.
All right, so just a few minutes after they just did the other shot.
Correct.
Okay.
This is exactly what I want. But never mind. Is it all the way out of things?
Oh, it is, oh, yeah.
I mean, there was.
Okay.
I don't know.
He's good. He was one of our jurors yesterday, so. He also. Yeah, yeah, it's a really cool vibe, and like craft cocktails, like. Yeah, I've not heard this word before. So, alright, not rocking it. Sure. Okay, excellent. So, good to see you. So.
All right, that clip looks like they're getting up to leave.
That's correct, yes.
I'm gonna go to the next clip. Does this one pick up right where the other one just left off, or at least appear to?
That's correct, yes, at 18:23 hours and 21 seconds.
That was out. One of the best versions I've ever had. Take your coat off. Take your
Somebody has to do well. Yeah, no, seriously. Hey, if you ever, I know, they'll talk us down, but, yeah, we're all conservative marketers.
They are looking for a market.
Yeah. Twisted and it says, you know everybody, you go, yeah, that's fine. Brian's a great guy, I already have, so. Anytime, guys. Good on, guys. You too.
Pause this clip at 1 minute and 3 seconds in. The timestamp is 18:24:25. They've just headed for the exit, right?
That's correct. They say bye to the bartender, and they both exit the establishment together.
Okay. This video's titled Leaving Twisted Fisherman. What camera are we looking at here?
We're looking at the exit/entrance camera to the east, which shows out towards the parking lot.
And the timestamp, April 1st, 2024, what time?
18:24 hours and 20 seconds.
In that clip, they leave, they're exiting to the east, and then they turn the corner of the building, correct?
That is correct, yes.
So in some, Detective Mr. Anderson arrives at about 5:09 p.m.
Correct.
Miss Robinson at roughly 5:20.
Correct, yes.
They sit there next to each other at the bar.
Correct,
They eat.
correct,
They have drinks
correct,
and 2 shots total.
correct, yes.
Okay. And at 6:24, they get up and leave together.
That is correct, yes.
Did you have another detective check and see if there was other video of them leaving near the We Energies facilities near that location?
That is correct. That was Detective Joe Blanchard.
Okay. And then I have Exhibit 240, which has already been entered into evidence. This is a screenshot from that same camera. What is Sade wearing?
Sade is wearing a black puffer jacket. Underneath appears to be a white knitted sweatshirt, blue/white wash jeans with cuts towards the knees and the thigh of her body, and then white, I would say, tennis shoes. She's also appears to be carrying a black bag in her left hand.
Okay, and when she's inside, she has her jacket off. You can see that she's wearing the long sleeve sweater,
That is correct, yes.
and it kind of goes midway down her torso.
That is correct, yes.
I have no other questions.
Cross?
So just to recap, the two of them basically just hung out at Twisted Fisherman.
I would classify that as yes. They just had casual conversation from what it appeared.
And the guy you mentioned before is named Brian Culvert, right? That's somebody you talked about?
That's correct, yes.
Because you questioned him?
I interviewed him.
And he's the guy that was working behind the bar?
Correct, yes.
You've watched all these tapes before court here today, obviously, on other occasions.
That's correct, yes.
And Mr. Culvert appears friendly with Max Anderson, doesn't he?
That is correct, yes.
Calls him an incredible guy.
I don't recall hearing that.
Well, at the end, he says, Max, so good to see you, as he's shaking his hand and leaning across the bar. You saw that?
I saw that. I didn't hear that.
Oh, you didn't hear either of those things?
I heard the name Max. I didn't
Oh.
hear the incredible guy portion.
Okay. Who carded Sade?
I don't believe she was carded.
Did they ever ask her age or anything?
Objection relevance.
Well, they just spent all this time talking about shots.
It's fine.
I'll withdraw the objection.
I'll allow him to answer. Go ahead.
Could you just ask your question one more time?
Was she carded
I don't believe so.
or asked to provide any identification at all from what you saw?
From what I saw, I don't believe so.
And it looks to me like Brian Culvert is just on his own pouring shots for people.
I'm going to object to this line of questioning at this point. If we're getting into him serving her underage, it's not relevant to this trial at all.
It isn't relevant. I mean, you got in the part relative to the alcohol.
Well, you've testified on direct about shots being poured, right?
That is correct.
Okay. And my question about the shots, not about the underage aspect, my question about the shots is, did Max order those shots?
I don't know who ordered what shots.
Right. You don't hear anybody order those shots.
I don't believe so.
From what it appears, from what you watched, is that the bartender is just pouring them on his own volition, right?
That's correct. But again, I can hear some of the audio in the video. I can't hear all the audio in the video.
Right. Okay. And they eat a meal, right?
Correct, yes.
Each of them, from what you can tell?
From what I can tell, yes.
And it's clear to you, isn't it, that Max is known at this Twisted Fisherman place, right?
Yeah, it appears that him and the bartender know each other, yes.
Very friendly with each other.
I would say so, yes.
That's all.
State anything?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State your next witness.
I'm going to recall Detective Blanchard.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You can please be seated, restate and respell your name for the record, please.
Joseph Blanchard, Joseph, Blanchard, Blanchar.
Detective Blanchard, you assisted in this investigation also by trying to get video from We Energies down in the valley, correct?
That is correct.
And if you look to your right on the screen, were you aware that there was video recovered from Twisted Fisherman depicting Sade and Maxwell Anderson being at that establishment?
Yes.
Did you subsequently obtain video footage from We Energies showing the approximate arrivals and departures of those people?
I did, yes.
I'm gonna pull up, this is Exhibit 236. There were multiple camera angles from We Energies that you found, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Exhibit 236, the first clip I have up is titled uberdrop.mov. What are we looking at here?
It is a western view of the camera on, I believe, St. Paul. I'm not sure what 100 block that would be, exactly where the camera is, but it's right in front of the Twisted Fisherman, which the structure is right on our right. It's like a beige structure.
Okay, so where I'm circling here, that would be Twisted Fisherman.
Yes, that's correct.
We got Potawatomi over here on the left that I'm circling now.
Yes.
Okay, and this video clip is going to show what in sum?
A vehicle arriving and pulling just into the front of the driveway of Twisted Fisherman, which is that first access point, stops there and then slowly rolls forward straight to the west entrance. That's the area of the west entrance of Twisted Fisherman.
Do you recall what time this clip is from?
Yes, it's from the 1st of April, 5:09 hours, and I believe there is a timestamp embedded in the video if you need help finding it.
Okay, and that vehicle that we just watched pull in, that's the Uber you're talking about?
Yes, looks like a SUV of some sort.
Right here that I'm circling?
Correct.
Okay. And I would move the entirety of 236 into evidence.
Any objection?
No.
It's received.
I played that clip to 19 seconds. I'm gonna go to the next clip. What are we looking at here?
This is a different angle. Right on top of the screen is the east side exit and entrance area of Twisted Fisherman with a parking lot that is adjacent to it.
This clip is from what time on April 1st?
Around 5:09 on the other side, I believe it's 6:24.
Okay.
About, I believe, when this is the exit.
You were aware of what time they were on video coming and going, right?
Yes.
Okay. So where do we want to be looking? All right, right where I'm circling here?
Yes, at the top of the screen, right in the center. Behind that vehicle is a chain link fence.
The video kind of skips, but we can see what?
2 individuals exiting the east side of the Twisted Fisherman.
And then they go around the front of the building?
They do.
Are you aware from the Twisted Fisherman who those individuals are?
I am, yes.
Who are they?
Sade Robinson and Maxwell Anderson.
Back to this other clip. This is them walking outside the restaurant together.
Yep, now along the west, walking westward direction in front of the building.
And they appear to be walking together, leaving the restaurant together.
Yes.
Where are they walking to?
The west side parking lot where Sade's vehicle was parked.
Okay. And last clip, I'm sorry, I didn't announce the time that I stopped that one. All right, I'm stopping it at 44 seconds. So right here where I'm circling, there's some trees and whatnot. Do you know from other angles if that's where her car is parked?
From looking at this video and seeing some small movement behind the trees, the vehicle was parked there.
Okay, and then let's go to the final clip. Different angle, but in this one, you can actually see where her car is parked, correct?
Correct.
I'm gonna zoom in. I'm circling right here, two people, that'd be Sade and Mr. Anderson.
Correct, leaving the restaurant, excuse me.
All right, playing from 0 minutes, 0 seconds. It kind of skips, correct?
It does.
But you can see them walking together.
Yes.
All right, and right here where I'm circling, what's that?
That is her vehicle parked facing the direction of the camera.
Do they appear to both get in the vehicle?
They do.
And what time was that at?
About 6:24 or 5 at that time.
So the Uber drop-off was at 5:09. They
Correct.
were in the restaurant, they left at 6:24, both going towards Sade Robinson's car.
That is correct.
Nothing else.
Defense?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State your next witness.
State calls Russell Davis.
Sir, if you could just remain standing and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, if you can please be seated, state and spell your name for the record.
Russell Davis, spelled RUSSELLDAVIS.
Mr. Davis, are you associated with the restaurant Twisted Fisherman?
I am, yes.
And how?
I am the sole member, owner of the LLC, Twisted Fisherman,
Where is that located?
at 1200 West Canal Street, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
At some point in time, did you employ someone named Maxwell Anderson?
Yes, for approximately 3 weeks in 2023.
Do you see that person in the courtroom today?
I do.
Can you describe where they're sitting and what they're wearing, please?
They're sitting on my left side in the courtroom, wearing a green shirt and a white t-shirt.
I'd ask the record to reflect the identification of the defendant.
Any objection?
No.
The record will so reflect.
You employed him just for 3 weeks.
Approximately, yes.
How would you describe the level of your knowledge of him?
Very brief knowledge.
At some point on April 5th, 2024, did the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office come to the Twisted Fisherman?
Yes, they did.
And did you assist them with obtaining surveillance footage from the Twisted Fisherman?
Yes, I did.
Did you also view that video while you were helping the detectives with it?
Yes, somewhat.
And in that video, did you see Maxwell Anderson depicted?
Yes,
And was that from the date of April 1st, 2024?
it was.
I'm showing you what's been marked Exhibit 241 and previously received. Do you recognize that?
Yes,
And who is that depicted in that photo?
Maxwell Anderson.
And is that the outside of the Twisted Fisherman?
Yes, it is.
Were you asked to view any other photographs by members of the Sheriff's Department?
Yes, there was a picture on a bus as well.
Showing you what's been marked Exhibit 204. Does that look familiar?
Yes,
Who is that?
Maxwell Anderson.
Nothing further.
Defense?
No.
Thank you. Mr. Davis, you may step down. State your next witness.
Judge, would it be possible to take a 5-minute recess?
Sure. Please leave your notebooks on your chair.
We'll be back with you very quickly. Thank you, everybody.